yet, but just know M3 is coming to a city near you. Check me out on YouTube, Precious Erica McGee. Again, that was check me out on YouTube, Precious Erica McGee. All my social media is Precious Erica McGee. Miss Motivation, definitely in the rebuilding stages right now in Dallas as far as building a clientele. And then we're just going to grow that thing from there, growing the hair clientele, photography clientele. I'm just ready to engulf and take in all that this city has to offer for me.
Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things. Today we have an amazing guest for you. Tell us who you are and what do you do?
Well, my name is Erica McGee. I'm also known as Miss Precious. I am a licensed cosmetologist and I am a serial entrepreneur.
So, serial entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about that. How many you got going on, and are you Jamaican and you just didn't tell us yet?
I don't know. Well, I just recently, due to this great pandemic, got into photography. It started out just for my YouTube channel, but then it turned into so much more. And I will actually, as of November 1st, be published. My first works, like I haven't even been in the game long. And a client used the photos for publication in a magazine called Who Am I? So I'm really excited about that. I've also owned a printing company, BME Screen Printing, where I would print marketing materials for small businesses. As well as, I did a lot for the city as well, and schools and things of that nature. Goodness, what else have I done? I've done a lot of different businesses. But hair is my heart. I'm in the salon right now. So, yep.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what got you into traveling in the first place?
Oh, wow. It's a really cool story. I'll make it quick. But as a child growing up, we didn't really take a lot of vacations. And when my family did start taking vacations, I was, I guess you can say a teenager, and I was working and I didn't want to miss out on my money. So as an adult, I started doing hair as a licensed cosmetologist about 21 years old. And I literally was so enthralled and excited about my clients getting ready to get their vacation hair, the braids or the protective styles. And I was like, I want to go on vacation. And of course, started watching the Travel Channel and got all these ideas and learned about Key West and all those type places. And one thing led to another, and I was on the road.
So what's been your favorite places to go so far and why?
Okay. So one of my favorite places, I guess I could say I have two so far. One of them is Key West, Florida. Oh my God, I'm in love with Key West, Florida. If you have never been, you have to go. The Butterfly Conservatory is amazing. And it's just really tranquil out there. It's like the closest thing you can get to driving to a tropical island. That's what it feels like. Second favorite, I would have to say, is Hawaii. I really thoroughly enjoyed Hawaii. I went for 10 days, 2015 for Thanksgiving. I went skydiving because I accomplished my weight loss goal. So that was amazing. I hiked Diamond Head, and I actually got on to Craigslist from watching something on Netflix called Craigslist Joe, I think. And I decided after watching what he did to just tone it down a little. But I volunteered. I found some places to volunteer. So when I went to Hawaii for 10 days, I didn't just do excursions. I actually volunteered at the farmer's market, and it was dope.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I need to take some tips from that, and I might steal some of those ideas.
Hey, you got it. You can have them. They're free.
Awesome. So now, what keeps you traveling?
Oh man, the excitement, the adventure. I have a little piggy bank on my salon station that says I want to travel the world. So just exploring, meeting new people. I actually met a young lady at an Airbnb, and she was like in her mid 20s, and she had traveled everywhere, like all kinds of places. And she really gave me some insight and some tips on how to travel for the low as a single, African American female. So, I mean, it was really enlightening, actually.
Okay. So, right now, and I mean, for the longest here in the United States, there's always been this, this overwhelming feeling of not always feeling safe, right? I mean, especially with what's been going on more recently, considering the Breonna Taylor situation, the George Floyd situation. Have you ever felt unsafe while traveling?
Personally, no. I'm not gonna wood. I've never had any bad experiences. I come across as really happy-go-lucky, but not naive. I kind of come across a little aggressive too. I am a professional best friend maker. A little low-key loud. Hey, uh, I have that "don't try me" type of vibe also. So, I mean, I've been blessed to not ever feel unsafe when traveling.
Have you ever had to step in for a friend just to kind of make sure, look, this ain't the one. I ain't the one. You ain't gonna try us.
That's my personality. So yeah, I've been that chick since I was in middle school. Like, don't mess with my friend. No, like, yeah, I usually am the protector. It's just a little bit of who I am, but I'm okay with it.
I mean, and you need that, right? Especially because there's a lot of people out here trying to do ill things, and they gotta know that there's people out here. Look, you just ain't messing with. And
Right.
Hey, if you the one, if you look, I ain't the one. You don't want no parts of this. Look,
What you're not gonna do?
I need you on all of my trips. You know what I mean? I was like, Deb's in good hands. I wasn't worried about Deb. You know what I mean?
Oh God, we had so much fun in South Padre Island. Oh my God.
So tell us about that. Tell me about South Padre Island.
Okay.
Like, I've never been.
South Padre Island is like, oh goodness, it's at the bottom of Texas, right? It was like 10-hour drive from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is a big state, by the way. So I decided that I wanted to do stuff for my YouTube channel, of course. So I went to a dolphin tour. It was only $10. I think it was like the best $10 I spent that day. Did the dolphin tour, and then we also went to the sea turtle like sanctuary where they save the sea turtles because they have a little the jetty, whatever it's called, where all the sea turtles and they wash up in that area. So a lot of people are doing their best to help save the sea turtles out there. What else? Oh, I did the Islands of Adventure and I went horseback riding. That was cool. Deb wasn't feeling that. She just went and hung out. I also went zip lining. She recorded a little bit of me zip lining. That was fun. I like doing far out stuff. Like, I'm a thrill seeker. We tried some really cool restaurants, and I have to give credit to Deb for that because she was like, let's go here, let's try here. And this was like one of the first times in a really long time that I traveled with someone. And it was like, Deb was like the perfect travel partner. Like, we didn't try to kill each other. We were so respectful of each other. It was like, wow, I could travel with you anywhere. And when you find that, you want to keep that.
That is true. You can't everybody ain't meant to go on that trip. So you alluded to that. So like, you're more of a solo traveler than anything else?
I have been. I have been over the years. And then probably because I'm like really like on a whim type chick, like, oh, I want to go to Vegas. And then I find a trip that's now I've learned now living in Dallas. Before it was $60, $70. But now I go to the airport and I can get that same ticket for like $20. So that's my tip for the day.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
You get a ticket cheaper same day?
No, it's not same day. You have to go to the airport and buy it. I actually have a whole YouTube video on how to buy penny flights. First and foremost, you got to buy them at the counter. Do your research, then buy them at the counter. But you have to ask Not axe. We're not chopping down trees. You got to ask if they have penny flights. If you don't ask, they're not just going to say, hey, we have penny flights. So that was something I learned, a little trick I learned here when I got the like $5 ticket to San Diego this summer. It's crazy.
Listen, I'm about to steal all of that. All of
I
that.
promise you, bro, it's here for you. I'm here. You got it. I'm giving it to you.
I'm about to try that tomorrow.
Buy your tickets at the counter. Like, and then this was with Spirit. I have heard that other airlines are still cheaper if you buy them in person at the counter also. But that I haven't tried any other one. I just tried Spirit so far. But I'm gonna probably next spring, I'm gonna definitely get back out there.
Some people would say Spirit's a penny airline anyway. So but look, guess what? I'm getting to my destination and back for the low. So I'm not even hating.
I'm really not pressed. Like, not at this point in my life. No, I'll take the inexpensive flight. I don't really care because that's not what I want to see. I want to see the destination.
Exactly. I definitely agree with you. So, so where were you when COVID hit?
Dallas. Well, we say Dallas, but the actual city that I was living in was Irving. But it's like 15 minutes from Dallas. And like, who knows where Irving, Texas is? They're like, what is that? So you just say Dallas. I've learned.
And so how were you impacted by this? Like,
well, as a cosmetologist, we were hit kind of hard. Like, we were shut down completely. So due to the lack thereof savings, I had to go get a job. So ended up getting a job in the warehouse. It wasn't completely horrible, simply because warehouse jobs were paying even more than normal. You know, a lot of people didn't understand that and didn't see that, but the demand skyrocketed in certain warehouses. Like, Dallas is a hub for almost any big corporation business you could think of. They got a warehouse here in Dallas. So where jobs were lacking in some areas, it wasn't lacking here. So, yeah.
And then you said you got creative. So the photography thing, like you said, you started that for your YouTube page. And then how did it spread that, like, instead of just doing pictures for your YouTube page, that it spread it over to you getting gigs?
Yo, the gigs are like rolling in. So I had to slow down the gigs, right? So I literally got in this group on Facebook called Black Girls of Texas, BGOT. When I say that group is popping, like in 1 week, I made over $300. Like, literally, just because, I mean, it's the most interactive group that I've been in my life, basically. Because I haven't even been in a Facebook group that interactive where you actually set something and you do it and you meet the person. Like, it's just a lot of chatter or hearsay, you know what I'm saying? But this group, that's how I got the gig where I'm on the young ladies on the cover of the magazine. And I took her photos. And then she got like a full spread in the middle of all her desserts. So I did all those photos as well. So, nice, COVID has not been all bad.
Hey, look, I mean, but the thing is, that's amazing how you have people that were out there to actively support you during this time, right? Because, like, you know, talk is cheap. We talk about a lot of times, I want to support Black. Unless you put any money into that person's hands or you're actually actively working with that person, you can work Black all you want until you actually get it done. You know what I mean? So my follow-up question is, how are you dealing in the new norm? I mean, sounds like you're back in the salon, right?
Yeah,
you were over inundated with photography gigs. So how are you adjusting? Like, is it still, does it feel like it never closed? Because I know some places you'll go and you're like, did y'all ever go under quarantine? Right. And other places is like, whoo, y'all locked down for real. So what was it like for you in Dallas?
Well, see, I had just started in like January. So I wasn't even open 10 weeks. So I was still in the building phase, and I still am. So literally this morning, I just ordered 5,000 business cards. And because I'm like the marketing guru, right? So I take a hole puncher and I put 2 little holes, boop, boop, and then I put a Dum Dum lollipop on them, and then I put them in these cups, and then I take them to different restaurants and different businesses. So, I mean, this ain't my first rodeo. I can build a whole clientele in 3 months, which is what I plan to do. Now that I've decided, like, I'm gonna do the photography too, but my first love is and always has been hair. And
You can match. You can put them together. You might be the
right,
next
right,
Essence magazine for your own work. You know what I mean? Look, we gonna
right.
put
It's
this
just
out
that
there.
simple.
Look, you gonna
Yeah.
be at Essence Festival, and I'll be
Oh
like, I
snap!
know her. She was on my podcast. You know what I mean? She's the best
This is
friend
my first
maker.
podcast interview, also. So I'm really like gonna like shoot this to the world. Like I can't wait for it
Hey,
to come out.
hey, I'm telling you, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And so, with that being said, since like things are kind of back to normal, like let's say when it gets well, not normal, but the new normal, right?
The new
Like
normal, right?
when outside really opens up, what are some things you would tell people to? What are some tips that you would give some people that say, you know what, not necessarily squandered, but I waited and waited to travel, and COVID happened. Now I really want to get going. What would it be some things that you would tell them to do?
The first thing I would say is be a tourist in your own city. That's something that I learned to do living in South Carolina. And now moving to Dallas. You know, I don't want to live here for 17 years and I didn't explore, you know, my own city. So if you're new to traveling, be a tourist in your own city. Get on YouTube. Wherever, and if you want to try new places, I YouTube every single place before I go. That's how I know what I'm going to do when I get there. Like Hawaii, not Hawaii, but Key West. I knew I was going to the Butterfly Conservatory because I got on YouTube and looked at the top 10 things to do. So when you're thinking about traveling, you know, we getting out into the world again. First tip, be a tourist in your own city. Second tip, YouTube wherever it is you want to go. And then my third tip, please get on them penny flights. Like go to the airport. And if you don't live near an airport, if you're like me and you're a professional best friend maker, bruh, sis, find somebody I live 8 minutes from the airport. Holler at me. I will go to the airport and go get the ticket for you. You don't have to be there. Like you just have to have all the person's information. You know what I'm saying? So don't like 50, 1,100 million people start calling me. So I'm not going to the airport.
Yo, best friend, I need you to go to the airport for me real quick. I need you to get me the ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But on a serious note, man, and don't be scared to make friends. Like, I take that professional best friend maker thing serious. Like, we so caught up in being scared to talk to people. Like, when I travel, I make friends. I Tinder through different cities, you know, that I've been to. I will Tinder swipe. I had a ball for my birthday in Vegas, you know, with some random strangers.
So let's unpack that. So let's unpack the Tinder swiping. Because honestly, this is like the second time I heard this, right? And
what? That's only the second time?
This is the second time I heard this. And I've done it myself. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it myself. You're in a strange city, you're trying to meet new friends, right? Or you're trying to make new friends. And hey, it just happens to be people on Tinder are just always willing to meet up, right? But so tell us, how does Vegas trip turn out?
Man, okay. So it was my birthday. I got on Tinder. We started swiping. He was like, what you in Vegas for? My birthday. He was like, I'm here for my friend's birthday. And he was like, you got to let me buy you a drink. And I was like, of course. Why would I not? And then it was so crazy because him and his friends ended up all being from South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And then I was from South Carolina. So it was just super cool. Good fun time. Play some games. We were at the MGM Grand. You know, had some drinks, had some good food, walked the strip, you know, just, and it was what it was.
Nice. So what do you have going on? What do you want people to know about you?
Well, I always have something going on. I want people to know that the Motivate Me movement is coming. You got to stay tuned. Not fully ready to launch it yet, but just know M3 is coming to a city near you. Check me out on YouTube, Precious Erica McGee. Again, that was check me out on YouTube, Precious Erica McGee. All my social media is Precious Erica McGee. Miss Motivation. definitely in the rebuilding stages right now in Dallas as far as building a clientele. And then we're just going to grow that thing from there, growing the hair clientele, photography clientele. I'm just ready to engulf and take in all that this city has to offer for me.
That's amazing. And before we go, do you have a bucket list of places you would like to see?
Of course. Ready to go to Ghana with my friend. Dev is my heart. Definitely got Ghana on the list. Zanzibar, Tanzania, she's about to go. All them places I want to go to. Nairobi. Like, I just got to do Africa. Like, got to do all of Africa at some point. Dubai. Goodness. I don't want to say I want to go everywhere, Southeast Asia, but that's my goal, like to hit as many countries as I can.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's kind of my motivation. Plus, I told Deb, look, I know you her best friend, but she got to have a couch or something ready for me. Because once I hit Ghana, I'm going to be Ghana, Nigeria. I'm going to just hit everywhere I can. I'm like, when I come to Ghana, just make sure you got a spot for me. That's all I ask for.
Bro, I don't need no but a little corner, little piece of the floor, a little piece of couch, anything.
Hey, man, like I got on live with her the other day. I was like, look, you making moves. A 3-month move. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
But I really want to say I appreciate you for doing this. I always want to make sure I support our community. The people that are doing creative work. The one thing we all have in common is we love to travel. And the fact that you got all these hustles, I'm trying to think whether you West Indian or something like that. But it's dope. You know what I mean? And I always want to make sure I propel our people to the top. And if my platform could do it, I'm honored to have you on.
Well, I am honored for you having me. This has been so awesome. But I want to ask you a question. Where are you going next? Where are you traveling to?
I'm actually heading to Atlanta this weekend. But internationally, I don't know. Like, I was supposed to go to St. Lucia in September. So the goal is to try to do St. Lucia for New Year. So it's going to be like the 27th leading into like January. And so hopefully I'll be in St. Lucia for New Year's.
That's great.
That'll be a nice way to bring in the New Year's, either St. Lucia or Aruba. Aruba and Tulum is becoming the new South Beach. So I was kind of avoid those areas.
Where's Tulum? You said Tulum, right? In Mexico?
Yeah.
I heard that was where we at. I got to get there.
It's lit. So I'm trying to go the other direction. So I like to make sure that there's peace and nothing is, because we can wear something out over time.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just want to try a couple new places. Like I said, COVID kind of put a damp on my travels, but the goal is to kind of. So I'm turning 40 in 2 years, and so the goal was to be able to get to like 30 countries by the end of next year or mid of next year, and then 40 by the time I turn 40. So
looks like
I might be doubling up on countries for the next 2 years. So I might do like a 40 by 41, who knows, just to recoup for this year. But that's kind of one of my goals, is just to be able to see as many countries and experience as many cultures as possible. And then at the same time, like, capture it. You know what I mean? The hardest thing as a photographer is to capture essence of the moment. And when you can, because we're flicking all day long.
Right. Oh my God.
When you can catch that moment, it's just a different feeling. You know what I mean? And so that's why my page is majority of the places that I go and not myself. But I was told I need to start, flexing a little bit. So
you have to give people a little bit of both,
Right. So I'm gonna be more in front of the camera. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm presenting my locations the best that I know how.
Right, right.
Well, I appreciate you asking me a question. That don't happen too
Yeah.
often.
Well, you motivate me as well because for a split second, I almost forgot that you're a photographer. You know what I'm saying? He's asking me all my questions and stuff. Um, but I literally am that's a part of why I'm excited to do more traveling next year. It's just simply because I'm now a photographer. Like this is awesome. I get to versus just taking it with my phone, I get to play with apertures and what I'm saying, the settings and really get in there, you know what I'm saying, and really capture that moment. And that's what my photography is called, precious moment photography.
There
Because
you
I want
go.
to capture that precious moment.
There you go. And look, you already making moves. All we waiting for is the outside open up and the world is your oyster.
It is, and I'm gonna definitely be taking advantage, and hitting you and Deb up, and hopefully we can all get up at some point and drink some Mai Tais on somebody island.
Hey, I'm all about that. Just tell me when and where. I'll find my own way. Now I know about these penny flights. I'm about to make that happen tomorrow.
Yo, you gotta go watch I'm gonna send you my video when we get off.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I appreciate you for